Hello, welcome back. So in this video of Azure, what I'm going to tell, going to tell about why you should choose a cloud computing platform and what would be the benefits when you are considering any cloud platform. Okay, so this will be true for any of your cloud platforms whichever you are going to use. So the first important point is high availability. Okay, so high availability means the resources whatever you are choosing over the cloud platform, they should be highly available based on whatever SLA or the service level agreement that is done with the cloud vendor. Based on that, your services, the servers, whatever instances you have provisioned on the cloud, they should be easily available. Okay, so there shouldn't be any delay or there shouldn't be any issue on accessing those services that are available on that cloud platform. Next thing what you should consider is called as scalability. So with any cloud platform, what you have? Scalability. Okay, so with scalability, what I mean, so we can have two type of scalability. One is called as vertical and one is horizontal. Okay, so there are two scalabilities, vertical and horizontal. So what happens in vertical? Let's say I have provisioned a server on any of the cloud platforms. Okay, now if you want to have a vertical scalability, so let's say right now I have 10 GB RAM, some 4 CPUs. Okay, so if I want to scale it up, so what I want, that my system should go up and increase the RAM from 10 to 20 GB and increase the CPUs from 4 to 8 CPUs. Okay, so that is called as vertical scaling, where the same instance the capacity is getting increased, so that will be termed as the vertical scalability. And in the horizontal scalability, the same system I have, but what I will do, I will add one more system here. Okay, where it will be of 4 CPU and 10 GB RAM. Okay, so this will be another instance that will get provisioned, and these two together will cater my application. Any application that is running, that would be catered by these two instances. So this is your horizontal scaling, where you are increasing the number of resources that are there, whereas resources, I mean to say these servers that you are increasing. And if you are increasing the specific configuration or hardware on that specific server itself or the instance that you have been taken, so you are increasing the compute capacity. So in vertical you are increasing the compute capacity, whereas in horizontal what you are doing, you are increasing the compute capacity but by adding additional instances. Okay, so these will be the feature. So now next, moving ahead, the next feature that you will get, so all these features are there in Azure that we are talking about, but these will hold true if you are even learning any of the cloud platforms. Okay, next, after the scalability, you have elasticity. Okay, so what does this mean? That it will perform some auto scaling. Okay, so what scaling we have seen earlier here. So let's say in my time frame, let's say from 0 to 24 hours, okay, in a day. So there are certain time when my load is normal, okay, normal, but there is a time, let's say at 10 PM in the night, or that would be, I think, let's say 22 hours, okay, 22 hours as per this graph. That time there are a lot of jobs that would be running on my instances. So that time I will need more compute capacity. So the system should be elastic enough so that it can scale up, and once that load is gone, it should scale down. So till now, let's say if I was having 4 CPU, 10 GB RAM, okay. So during this hour, during the elasticity process, when it will auto scale up, it will increase the capacity. It will increase the capacity based on any of the auto scaling features, and it will, let's say, go to, let's say, 8 CPU and 20 GB RAM. Okay, so it will scale up automatically when needed, so that whatever application, whatever specific application we are going ahead and working on, it should have sufficient resources. So the application shouldn't fail. Whatever application is there, it will not fail due to lack of resources. It shouldn't fail there. Okay, that I don't have resources, it was consuming so much resources that my application crashed or it failed. So that is a auto scaling. Okay, then after elasticity we have something called as agility. Okay, so what does agility means? That the resources are available when required. Okay, so whenever you need, okay, you want to do some testing, you want to do some development, and you want to have a new instance provisioned, okay, new instance provisioned, new server, or let's say I say provisioned. So what you can simply do, you can simply go ahead and provision an instance quickly on the cloud platform. Okay, so hardly it might take 5 minutes, let's say, just I'm giving an example, 5 minutes to provision a system on your cloud platform. Okay, then the next feature that you should look for is geolocations, locations or regions. Okay, that your cloud platform should be available on various locations. Okay, various locations, so that, let's say, you are deploying your applications. Okay, so it should cater the needs of the local regions easily, because if, let's say, someone is accessing from US, someone is accessing from India, right? So normally how it is being designed on cloud, that if someone is accessing the system from US, so that load should go to some server sitting in US only, rather than that server traveling back to the India server and fetching the data. So there would be some latency that you will see when it is fetching the information from this server that is sitting in India or it is sitting in US. Okay, so this will have less latency. The response time would be more faster here when compared to it is fetching the data from here. For normal applications, you will not see much difference in that latency, you will not see much performance issues, but these are the important things when you are designing big enterprise level applications. Okay, so geo distribution is also important. And next we have something else, disaster recovery. Sorry, disaster recovery. Okay, so disaster recovery, what does it mean? That your data should be safe, right? In case of any issue happening in my this server, in server sitting in India, my data should still be safe in the US location. So there should be DR sites that should be created so that the data between these two servers should be replicated. Okay, it should be replicated and it should perform. The data should always be available in case of any mishappening to these servers. This is still available for you to use. Okay, so these are some important features that you should look for any cloud vendor. Okay, so for going for any cloud vendor, these are some important features that you should think of, and most of the top vendors are providing these features, so you can see these features in most of the vendors that you will be seeing. Okay, now next thing will come when you are deciding any cloud platform is the costs, how the cost will be decided. So when you are working with cloud platform, there would be something called as capex, or I will say capex and opex. Okay, so this is capital expenses and this is operational expenses. Okay, so what is a capex and opex? So what happens in your capital expenses is the amount of money that you are taking out at the initial level. Let's say you are building an application, you need certain servers, you need certain resources, hardware, applications, softwares. So what you have to do, you have to go ahead and decide what servers you have to buy, what specific entities you need to do, and on the prior basis, let's say you should be having, let's say $1 million, you have some budget to go ahead and set up your initial cost. So whatever is the cost, based on that you have to decide and have a budget allocated for it, and based on that you have to go ahead and set up your environment with the capital expenses. Okay, so that is called as your capex, or this is also you can say expenditures. Okay, capital expenses or expenditures. Same way the operational expenses. So most of the cloud vendors are operational, where whenever you want, you are taking your resources. So I don't need to invest this much at the initial point. Okay, whatever servers, let's say I am provisioning 5 servers, any 5 servers I am provisioning. So in that case, what I will do, I have to only pay for these 5 servers. Okay, and let's say at some later point of time, I am seeing, okay, my application is working well enough with these 3 servers itself. These 3 servers are capable enough to handle all my users, all my loads that are coming to my system. So I don't need these 2 servers. So you can easily discard them. Okay, you can discard them and remove it. So you don't have to pay anything for this. Okay, you are not going to pay anything for that specific servers that are discarded. So you will now only be paying for 3 servers. So that are operational expenses or expenditures, where you are not giving any money upfront. Okay, you are just using it and paying it when required. So that's why it is called as pay as you go model. Okay, so that's why you have to think of that, what would be your operational cost based on the cloud vendor, and whether it is feasible to have invest on your capital expenses. So it totally depends what type of environment, what type of application you are going to use, and what is your current expenditure on the capital, and based on that how much profit you are making. Because here when you are doing the capital expenses, where you are buying the servers, you are handling it, managing it, so you need lot of things to handle it. You need resources, you need specific maintenance of the server, you need a lot of place, you need to handle those servers, security of the servers, security of the data, lot of things you have to manage that. Okay, and then there is a lifespan of the servers or the hardware. After that you have to replace them, or you have to buy new ones. So based on that you have to take care. Whereas on cloud, you don't need to worry about. You have just taken a service, and that service you will be getting when and as required. I hope this is clear. So that's why most of the cloud platforms, or we will say Azure, when we are saying Azure, so what happens in Azure, the cloud platform is an operation based model mostly. The cloud is operation based model. Okay, so it is an operational based model. The same thing OPEX that we told. Okay, so where you are not spending anything on upfront basis and you have no upfront cost involved. Then you don't need to purchase and manage any hardware. Okay, so you don't need to go ahead and purchase and manage any hardware. No purchase or maintain. Okay, you are not maintaining it. Okay, next what you are doing, you have an ability to add or reduce the resources what you need. Okay, when you need, so add or excuse me, reduce the resources. And then what you have to do, you have an ability to stop paying for the resources that you are not using. So once you have removed any specific resource that you are not using, so you can stop paying for the resources. Okay, so cloud computing, basically you will be working on the operation based models where you have not much upfront cost and you can use any of these features. So whenever you are deciding any cloud platform, you should always look into these features or the advantages that I told, and you have to then decide based on which cloud platform you should be using it. Okay, so this was all for this video. We will see you in next video. Thank you. If you like, please subscribe to my channel.